You think we're only getting 3 wins with this deck? This is not a bad deck. Oh, Ali Straza.
I'm not getting 5.
You think I'm not getting 5 with this deck? I mean, it's not like a 5-win deck.
I think overall, the heroes are below average for the draft. Cards are average to slightly above average. So it'll be about an average run, which is, for you, would probably be 3 to 4.
A lot of above-average decks have below-average heroes. Like, heroes don't matter that much. I mean, it's really nice when you get good heroes, but if your main deck quality is there, it doesn't matter too much. Good starting hand. The deck has kind of like the right proactive plays and the right curve. I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. Like, we definitely could have gotten offered a lot better card quality, but we made the most out of kind of an awkward draft. Shadowverse destroyed all their good points in less than a year. They'll always have their art. So Bronze Legionnaire is just good proactive play.
For the glory of Stonehall.
You can use spot weakness later. This card is surprisingly decent. So cantrips and artifact end up being higher value than kind of they might otherwise seem, because you float a lot of mana in artifact compared to other card games. And a large part of that is due to, like, you have to play for an initiative. You have to, kind of, there's going to be lanes where you maybe can't play cards at all because you don't have a hero in that lane. But there's also just going to be yeah, so he's giving this. It's a very aggressive play. We're pretty much okay with that. That's kind of how you want to play against Nazi. You want to just, like, abandon her. At the same time, I mean, we haven't really committed that much into that lane, so we don't really mind this. If we had, like, a second hero there, that would have been much worse. Looks like a pretty easy deployment. Magnus will kill the Beastmaster over 3 turns if nothing changes. Game sound is a bit too loud, probably. Okay. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to be my eyes and ears in terms of, like, the stream settings, because I don't know anything about how this is going. How you doing?
Great.
So
I need to get one of these thingies for the desk. I don't have that.
Oh, the scissor.
It's nice.
Clamp, yeah. My stream setup is actually pretty jank. Like, I've got a fucking Yeti.
What's wrong with the Yeti?
They're just it's a USB mic. It's like, it's not super professional. It's like, it's high-end jank, basically.
I guess I do have a mixer, but
yeah,
because somebody set it up for me.
So this is a great draw. This is like, oh my god, we're very happy to see this from Musk Blessing. Wow, that is just not even an option. Jeez. Whew.
I can
So
endure anything.
ridiculous value there.
We are fortunate.
Iron Fog, that's a fine answer. So we'll play black mid and we'll play red, right? Presumably, I don't even mind using spot weakness at this point. We got initiative, which means we can play the sensor first before reaction comes down. I think I like having the option to curve. It kills the Beastmaster on a block of 1, so I'll play it on the right side so it has a chance of curving. Lose the curve.
You think you build a better robot than me?
So this is just a fine spot weakness. And this spot weakness is pretty good. It looks like it's basically a 1-point card, but it cycles itself for free, right? Like, and this is why we're running spot weakness, because if you'll remember, when I was building the deck, it kind of looked like it was just a useless red card, but there's going to be situations where we have nothing to play on red, right? This is a perfect example of that. Like, if that spot weakness was any other, like, green or black card, it's just something we can't play there. And the fact that it cycles itself is just always going to be good for us. I like the demagicking Maul option. If we can nail this Iron Fog, we're in really good shape.
15 seconds
Might be
remaining.
really hard to actually get it there. We've got Slay to enable. So I really like going Necro left, trying to enable demagicking Maul with Slay. So how demagicking Maul works, for those of you guys who don't know, it's basically, it requires you to have an unblocked hero. So Necrophos is going to spawn into this creep, guaranteed, 100%. And then to be able to use demagicking Maul, we'll have to kill either the Bloodseeker or this creep to enable one of our heroes to basically be facing the improvement directly. So this looks pretty good, guys. Can you show enemy deck? We do not have the ability to pull up the enemy deck. Watching the Suns.
I can't watch them.
Why not?
It's on local TV in Phoenix.
So he's got the Wyvern active. There's not really, or sorry, Sheath. There's not really too much to do with Arctic Burn here. Doubling power draw. We've got no accident as well, which is pretty good. So she's got to be playing around no accident, which means presumably she'll open by healing her Bloodseeker with her item that she bought. That's probably the best opener for her. If she doesn't do that, we will just slam the no accident right away, which also enables the demagicking wall.
You've called winter down upon you.
Never had a chance.
Okay, so she needs basically a black creep to be able to play in front of Farvan to stop the demagicking wall from working here. Something like an untested grunt would do it.
My weapon.
Let's see if she has an answer to this. If she didn't play a creep into Farvan, it's less likely she has something that can actually directly respond to this. She doesn't run Debbie, so she doesn't have her own no accident to kill Farvan. Pretty happy if I can get this Maul off. We got Empower mid to kill the Beastmaster. And then right, we'll just steal reinforcements somewhere.
What chance did you have against me?
So this game's going very well so far. It looks like we're just in a really great position to win here. It seems Swim's viewership has suffered quite a bit since Gwent. I mean, either that or I'm streaming like 10 hours after I normally end.
It's day one.
Or it could just be that.
Day one.
Yeah, maybe I'll just forever be a small-time streamer now, actually. This is a pretty good Empower. Might force out like a health item or something at worst. Okay, I'm fine with that Empower. Feels pretty good. She's losing mid really hard. It looks like we're just in a great position here already. The spot weakness actually might have ended up killing this Timbersaw here. That 1 damage coming in hot.
I needed to make some repairs.
Okay. She saved Fountain Flask. She actually had the opportunity to use it mid as well. She saved it for right. You can just reinforcements this lane. Because this is pretty much the lane we're going to be giving up. Tidehunter is a bit of a threat. You basically want to be using Tidehunter defensively.
Hero in draft.
You don't like Tidehunter.
The worst.
I mean, he's pretty bad. I wouldn't say he's like the worst.
He is one of the worst, if not the worst.
I'm okay with
You know how
calling
many
it.
games early on in the beta when people thought he was good that I lost literally because of that hero?
I mean, listen, he's not like good, but he's aight. Tidehunter's aight.
Bad.
Hyped. Tidehunter. How many stars in draft?
He's pretty low, but if you have a lot of
Yeah. There we go.
just say
yeah.
he's bad. Okay?
I mean, he's not like bad. He's like
He's pretty bad.
he's low percentile, but he's okay.
Heroes that would do worse in stats.
He's better than Keith.
Did you look at their stats?
Yeah, the artifaction stats.
Yeah, so for example, Tinker's the highest, but so Lich is a little lower, but I would argue that Lich is a little harder to use. So,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Lich has really.
but I don't know if I would still rate.
You have to have a pretty high IQ to press Chain Frost, okay?
People don't set it up right. And people don't use the draw.
I've actually got nothing but options here. This is fine. So she'll play like a health item.
Like low, I think he was lower than Pugna.
Yeah, I'm fine with
but
lower
worse
than
than
Pugna.
Pugna.
He's not worse than Keith.
But no, I'm saying on the stats, but he's
Yeah.
a hero that a better player will probably do better.
A better
Your average player is
player.
Keith.
You're
I think Keith is better than Tide.
Um,
Genuinely.
I think Yeah, in my head, I rate Tide a tiny bit better if you have like just creeps to drop, because he just lives and you just drop the creeps.
Yeah,
Villager,
I mean that's true. It depends on the deck, I guess.
and I guess it depends how much you could get use out of the.
Listen, don't get me wrong. Tide's not great, but like he was saying he thinks Tide is like the worst hero in draft,
One
and
of
that's
the
like
worst. I said one of.
but like
I mean,
there's
OD is worse.
there's a handful of heroes that are
OD
worse
and
than the
Meepo are
basic
worse.
hero of that
Rick,
color.
Spirit.
Exactly, and
I gotta-
Terrible in draft.
I'm invested in this game. I gotta.
okay. Peace. So if we want to kill this tower this turn, it involves slaying this creep, which we're fine with. At the same time, how much of a hurry are we in? This is probably worth.
Super worth.
You making fun of me, dude?
Super.
What?
No,
What the hell, dude?
I'm
What,
making fun
what
of
was
you.
that?
I just like to talk with
Dude,
a
should I payday for 3 gold?
No,
Dude, I think I'm going to.
that sounds terrible. I mean, what's in your? I guess you don't have expensive items, so
Also, this payday just is not getting better.
yeah, it's not that bad.
It's kind of like an Iron Fog gold mine for 1 turn. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's like, the thing is, like Lumi was saying earlier, and Lumi's an economics major, okay? Money,
He's an
money,
English major.
Lumi?
Like a
No.
Writing.
So here's economics, and I also studied economics, so I can confirm this. Money now is worth more than money later. So like it's 3 gold, but we can invest the 3 gold, right? Compound interest, SUNSFAN. Like it's 3 gold, but it's worth more than 3 gold.
This Tide is useless.
Yeah. We're just gonna save our items. There's a consideration to like kill creeps, but I mean, basically everything on this lane is just stagnating. Funny thing, we're basically just never gonna kill anything on the right lane.
Yep, that's Tide games.
Yeah.
You,
So
you might want to heal Timbersaw. What do you think about that?
I would use Assassin's Veil to curve Mazzy to attack something else. But yeah, I was actually about to mention that. Specifically, we want right lane to stay exactly how it is. Just 1v2, nothing happening here, steel reinforcement. We do not want this Timbersaw dead. Ali wants this Timbersaw dead. She's gotta do triple left. I mean, there's just no consideration here, right? She has no choice but to do triple left.
Yep. Roar round.
Yep. And she's got initiative. So what we don't want is for the Magnus to spawn on the right side here of the Necrophos. Is my camera still a little big? That's better. Okay, so the Beastmaster spawned here. If she drops Roar... Wait, where'd she put Wyvern?
Third lane. There's no way that's good.
So Beastmaster has Roar. This is a very powerful ability, and it's a 3 of in her deck because it's a signature. But right now, due to spawns, it doesn't do anything here. She's on the defensive. We've got Payday. Look at this. Compound interest, SUNSFAN. Because we paydayed before, this Payday is worth 4 gold. That's nuts.
But you can't cast it.
We can cast it from mid. This is okay.
Divine Intervention. That way you can't get roared next round with Farvon. Admitted, it's a good play.
There's a few options here. She's not gonna pass until she plays Boar, which means I can pass back for a
15
bit.
seconds remaining.
Let's see what she does first. So in Artifact, one of the here's a breakdown of some of the skill of this game, right? It's all about playing for reactivity. So, for example, you know she's not gonna pass until she plays Roar, right? So what does this do? Modify. Okay. So like now that she's played the Boar, we can kind of mix up our plan a little bit. We actually might just like make this creep cleave, right?
You're gonna get roared next round.
Maybe. I don't really mind just doing this killer unit. And she still has the opportunity to play something for 3. So there's a lot to be done here. We even have Assassin's Veil. I mean, I'm happy taking this.
I'll use this.
So if she has a creep, she can try to block this, but because he has Empower, the Bloodseeker will still die here. Killing the Bloodseeker is basically playing for less immediate value, but we're dealing more damage to the tower next turn. It should be enough.
Payday time.
Yeah, I mean, this is just high value.
Look at this beautiful lane. Gorgeous.
Yeah, this is truly everything you want from a lane. Like, nothing is happening here. This is just a complete dead lane for her. This is actually pretty funny. We don't have the veil, so we're just gonna keep her Timbersaw alive for her. We're not letting her out of this lane. And this is like part of the interesting strategy in Artifact, because usually in card games it's just like the default strategy is like killing things is good. So we're stunned here, which means we actually don't even need to sell for Timbersaw. Her Timbersaw is just living anyway. So we'll just leap it
There's
up.
no way she doesn't have TP, right? Why would she come in this lane?
How's the games going?
I mean, even if she had TP, it still doesn't make sense to come into this lane.
This first game at this draft, I think.
This is a fine deck. This is like, it's everything a deck really wants to be.
Damn.
Yeah, right?
Forgetting.
Damn.
There's no reason at all this deck can't go 5 wins. Like, the deck is good enough to just rely. It's not an amazing deck.
Thunderhide. Yeah, I mean, you get to the Thunderhide.
Right.
And you're, like, look, you're wrecking first lane already, too.
It's not an amazing deck, but it's a deck that has, like, the outskill potential that you want,
You want him
basically.
to die. There's no way you want to be in this lane.
I mean, doing no damage to these two, right? I mean, I just came here, so I can... Yeah.
I just came here, but here's my advice, idiots.
Pretty accurate, pretty accurate.
Having initiative is possibly going to matter. I mean, he can't, or she can't lock us out of playing Thunderhead pack.
15 seconds remaining.
Why would you heal this guy?
Yeah, there's no reason to heal Massey.
This is like the worst lane to be in for her.
Yeah, so one of the win conditions, I would say,
This right here is Tidehunter in a nutshell. This is how I think of Tidehunter.
Ugh.
Stuck in a lane and you do nothing the whole game.
he's not a good hero.
Dude, that's why you gotta combine with Ravenous Mass.
The treasures of the deep.
That's definitely better.
Yeah.
That's true.
You eat that, that's now
An unkillable creep.
a 319.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite. I'm trying to test the deck out with that right now. It's
This
going
is a really
not
good buy.
well. Do you mind sitting on a bench? Not you.
What?
What? Do you mind sitting on a bench?
Yes, why?
Yeah, get the hell out of here, dude.
I'm confused.
So we can sit together.
Conrad wants to.
Just get a chair over here.
Yeah, you think, first of all, you take up a lot of room.
Oh,
Just kidding, I'm
Jesus,
just
dude.
Get a chair. The bench is not.
So there's 2 things to think about when considering this deployment. Because
Right
so take a look at this deployment on the left side. This isn't as obvious of a decision as it is. Normally we would put Farvin here because it's the only lane where combat really matters, right? But we are enabling Beastmaster's Roar to go off by putting it here. However, if we don't put Farvin here, we won't be able to play Thunderhead pack.
Farvan.
Squeeze in.
Farvan, yes.
One big happy family.
You are squeezed in,
15
are you not?
seconds
You
remaining.
squeeze in.
Oh, this is fine.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put Farvan mid.
What have
'Cause-
you done?
So the idea is simple. We're not going to enable her roar. Oh my god. So Beastmaster's Roar is a card you can play around this card pretty well. The idea is putting Farvan here because you know a melee creep didn't spawn here. You're not enabling Roar by saving it, right? And at this point, because of how this lane is, and because she's the defender, she's very pressured to play something and lose the mana on Roar. As soon as she loses the mana to be able to Roar, we can slide the Thunderhide right in here between these creeps, clean up the Beastmaster, and threaten the siege
Would you
value.
consider Book of the Dead now with 2 creeps dying on this turn?
Sure, why not?
I don't know if you're just more committed to the Assassin's Veil.
How much damage are you doing mid?
Enough to. I mean, if this left doesn't work out, I do have lethal mid in 3 turns. I mean, there is no way she can win this game anymore.
This will get me through the battle.
Let me start with Maul. When she uses the mana and loses the roar potential, I can just drop the Thunderhide. Until then, I can just keep passing. The thing is, she's pressured to play cards more than me. There's this really interesting dynamic in Artifacts that people just don't do it.
Yeah, it's about it's. I only think of it a lot like poker, right?
Kind of, yeah. There's this huge bluffing component. Because
Like a lot of people talk about it, I think in the deployment phase. Could have sucker punch.
you don't play around Sucker Punch in a 2 red deck or 3 red deck.
And also, if you do, you just got it still lives. Roar causes a lot more problem now. There you go.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So that's game 1.
She won't be drafting Kaiser.
Dude, okay, he's not a good hero. You're not happy to see him.
I replace him no matter what.
You pick over Keith.
Okay, 1 win. 1 win. Count that.